Let's see. Longitude, latitude, place names, timestamps. What do you want me to do with all of this?
I want to mark the locations on this map.
You need me to plot out a set of coordinates? That's just basic arithmetic with a bit of trigonometry. Easy. Come back tomorrow and it'll be done.
I know it's a lot to ask, but could you try to do it faster? Like, now?
I guess. Because it's you. I could do this fast and dirty.
That would mean a lot.
You know I hate writing bad spaghetti code.
I wouldn't make you do it if it wasn't urgent.
All right, man. Fasten your seatbelts, folks. We're going nitro.
We're returning to a classic genre for me, the genre of some of my favorite games ever made. Although, unlike those other games, this one actually has nothing to do with Wadjet Eye or any of their related studios. This is an entirely new team with a brand new game that came out on almost if not the exact day that I bought it. So hooray, I'm finally reviewing a brand new game for once. We're taking a dive into a semi-cartoony point-and-click adventure game that seems determined to both meet the conventions of the genre as well as not fall into the same traps the genre is known for, all while telling a story about family, loss, the past, and aliens. This is Elroy and the Aliens.
Come on, I don't have all day! Are you people idiots? Oh, I can't work with such amateurs. I came to this dump for this, and I'm not leaving without seeing this wretched rehearsal through! Oh, I swear to God, if Diane keeps sending me to these crummy little towns, I'll find a new agent. Now, the set is all wrong, and where the hell are my actors? You there! Get your costume and get yourself ready for rehearsal!
Yuck! Who's been wearing this? It smells like someone played a season of basketball games in it. Ugh! Alright, let's do this. Behold! Elroy the Extraterrestrial! Resistance is futile.
In what seems to be a rather rare circumstance nowadays, the devs at Motiviti decided to not go with pixel art as the primary art style for the game. Most current point-and-clicks, in my experience at least, have leaned heavily into the direction of pixel art for a while now, with the exception of Deponia and Irony Curtain. Similarly to those two, however, Elroy and the Aliens is drawn in a very cartoony art style, with the occasional gags executed in accordance with that style. I will say, it certainly makes things clearer to see than in the pixel art games, although I did still have the occasional pixel hunt on my hands as certain interactables were maybe a little too well drawn into the environment. Or I just have trash brain, it could go either way really. The other main notable portion of the game's style to me is the music. While most of it is pretty nice, albeit nothing that necessarily got stuck in my head, there was one track that sounded really good. I'm not sure what the name of it is, but it's the one that plays during Elroy and Peggy's trip to the Big Butte. I'll probably play it next if I've got the footage of it. At least a portion of it anyways. Regardless, seeing as I just mentioned our two main characters there, how about we discuss the story?
Let me ride a big butte, my old Los Santos town. Meet me at the Big Butte.
Careful, this place is full of cactuses. Let me have a look.
No, I'll fix it myself.
Oh, wow. How did you get them there?
Doesn't matter. Let's just keep walking.
Ow! Ow!
Down there
Ow.
by the river,
Ow!
where old man Jackson died.
Elroy and the Aliens is a game about a guy named Elroy and some aliens. Shocking, I know. But more specifically, it's about a lonely engineer named Elroy DeLuna accidentally discovering that his father, Diego, who's been missing for 18 years, is actually alive somewhere, and it's all connected to some ancient structure called the Hani Pentagon. Yes, we are going down the ancient aliens territory with this one. As it would turn out, Diego's fate and the truth of the Hani Pentagon are linked to Diego's former business partner Cyril and some ancient artifacts with rather potent powers. So now it's up to Elroy and his new partner in crime and totally not love interest, Peggy Wolf, to solve the mystery of the Hani Pentagon and save Diego. Honestly, that's as far as I can imply without overtly spelling out the story to you and spoiling everything else. And since the story is about half the fun of a point-and-click adventure, I don't want to say too much. But I do have two main criticisms. Firstly, I feel like we don't get any time to really take in the main villain of the story. Like, his minions have more screen time than he himself does. It feels like the game was playing way too close to its chest with how much screen time they wanted to give to flesh the villain out, making the eventual confrontation with him seem kind of anticlimactic. By the end, we barely even understand his motives. That is, we do understand his motives, but everybody had to spell it out because the game was already ending by the time we got to that point. And secondly, it takes a long time in adventure game terms for the aliens half of the game title to show up. I believe I was about 5 hours in before we really got to the alien stuff, which just feels like that could have been cut down a little. Probably because some of the puzzles felt a bit like padding, at least to me. And speaking of puzzles...
So, as a stage whisperer, do you know the lines from the play?
Oh, yes. I am the well of knowledge behind the curtain, an echo in the darkness that...
Wait. So, could you theoretically stand in for one of the actors?
You mean spring from behind the curtain and into the limelight for all to see? I, Chauncey, to share the stage with the best, the brightest of acting talents? To become an artiste in my own right?
Well, could you do it?
I revel in the very thought of that possibility.
Good. Await further instructions.
And if it takes 1,000 years, I shall be ready.
We're certainly dealing with a point-and-click adventure game here on the gameplay front. It's got the classic tropes of talking to every NPC, clicking on every piece of the environment possible, and mashing all the items together to create new ones to solve puzzles and give to people. Thankfully, however, I can say that the majority of this game manages to avoid moon logic type puzzles. It may take a bit of thinking on your part, but most puzzles in the game make decent sense even if they're a little goofy. I did say mostly, though. There are some exceptions where it felt like the puzzles were being a little needlessly obtuse, but those were incredibly rare, and mostly due to pixel hunting. And the same goes for the minigame puzzles as well. The little logic puzzles you gotta solve on occasion to fix something or bypass a thing or whatever. These become much more frequent in the alien half of the game, and I'll admit that 1 or 2 of them had me stumped during my playthrough. All in all, however, it's decently logical gameplay that has respect for your intelligence as a player without pulling a Sierra and killing you for the slightest misstep.
Right. All right, Howard. Go get him, Tiger.
All we have to do is to peel the shrines like an onion, and we will be with the king himself. Oh my, I appear to have stepped on a mine.
Oh no, Howard!
Are you all right?
And that is Elroy and the Aliens, a charming little cartoony point-and-click that has apparently been in development for a long time now, if my search of this game through YouTube is anything to go by. At least 10 years according to the Motiviti Games YouTube channel, so bravo to them for finally making it. You made a good little game that's helping keep this niche genre alive and kicking. I wish you all the best, and I certainly recommend this game to anyone who's interested. This has been TheRatMan, and I will see you all later. And lastly, a special thank you shout out to Mike Uniturtle, Scarlet, Reese, and a 2-room apartment in Babyrusk, Belarus. Thank you for the $5.